The majority of my study that in the last 20 years of my career has been on happiness. I cannot claim that I'm a leadership coach. I cannot claim that I'm a fitness trainer. I have not even run a half marathon. I cannot claim I'm a wealth manager. I can guide you on how to manage wealth. But I can definitely claim that I've worked my ass off to understand what happiness is. And I've tried myself in my life to become a happy guy. We actually become the story that we tell others. We actually end up becoming the stories that we tell others. That becomes a reality. That actually becomes a reality. The fact that what we focus on it grows makes it all the more important for us that we choose our words very carefully. Yes, no, the secret book, secret पढ़ी होगी आप सबने कि जो हम बोलते हैं, सोचते हैं, attract करते हैं, वही होता है. Let your struggles be your life's valuable lessons. Let them be a reminder of how far you have come. But don't let them define who you are. If I put it like this, an insecure person is always chasing the spotlight, but a confident person is always being chased by it. Let go of your need for attention. We need attention, Pluto, the planet, which not for a lot many years, astronomers and scientists उन्होंने शोध किया, research किया और कहा कि Pluto planet नहीं है. Would you believe इस बात का Pluto पर इतना भी फर्क नहीं पड़ा? Only scientists और astronomers ने research किया और कहा कि Pluto planet है. And Pluto did not do this. हमें planet हो गया. Are you getting what I'm saying? Point is simple, यार. Pluto बनो. A sign of success, which I can see it happening in the ladies out here, I must compliment your circle, is that helping younger people so that they get out faster to that place than you did. Asa and her team are doing it. Beautiful. A lot of this organization. That is a sign of confidence. That's a sign of security. Create a, how do I put it? Create a quiet kind of a confidence, then a louder confidence. Don't seek attention. You'll be more happy. Because why I'm saying is because if you don't get that attention, you'll not be unhappy. You'll be turmoiling. Volcano, give me attention, please. Give me attention, please. Give me. Right. It's crazy, yeah. I'm going to post it with a different caption on a funny note. I'm going to call it Desi Boys, So.
Yes, please.
That I like.
Oh, that is so nice. So nice. We would love to hear from you one day.
Sure.
And you can.
She has a YouTube channel, she said. So she should share that.
Oh, yes. Please share it with the circle members.
Yeah.
We would love to listen to you.
Sure. Thank you, so. Yeah, I'll do share.
And I was just thinking you can get a student as well, Harini. I think so. Arushi would be happy to pitch in there because she's a budding singer as herself. She mentioned to us that she loves to sing. So probably Arushi, you can connect with Harini on this note.
Arushi's fun fact was she loves to sing, but her voice is not good, but she still sings. So Harini,
Spirit is what it counts. So right.
I'd love to just say it's a real privilege for me to be able to speak with a wonderful community like this. I speak with a lot of different companies and communities, and I really love chatting to a community as well run as this. So it's my pleasure to be here today to chat to you. I'm going to quickly just go ahead and share my screen, and hopefully you'll be able to see that. Now there we go. So yeah, this is going to be a session whereas one of the reasons why I'm speaking with you all today is, from what I understand, a lot of you want to know a little bit more about Sneak, the company, some of the products and things like this, as well as hearing about some of the market behind that as well. So I'm going to give you today an overview of that. In fact, a little bit about myself just before we get going. I've been in as a developer for just over 2 decades now, professionally outside of university, and I started for a kind of like a large organization where I kind of learn about middleware development and things like that. I was probably doing about 10 to 12 years or so in development before moving more onto developer relations, where I was learning more about developer communities and being able to grow communities and things like that. And I moved to Sneak almost 4 years ago now, and it was like my first real touch into a kind of like a deeper security world. And I've really enjoyed this the security space. And today I'm going to be talking briefly about some of those aspects as we go forward. So yeah, that's kind of like my background.
So thank you so much for the warm welcome. I really appreciate being here. I tried to keep the slides to a minimum just so that we could have more of a conversation. But I did just want to go ahead and introduce myself. So my name is Elizabeth Ramirez. I've been the community manager here at Cobalt now for 4 years. I believe when I say that, it sounds like a long time. I was employee number 19, and we are now at 200 plus employees. So Cobalt was founded in 2013 as a bug bounty model. Currently, our model is solely pen testing. And so that is what we dedicate ourselves to. That is, try to be the best at one thing. However, we did start as a crowdsourced bug bounty model. But since 2016, we have been solely a pen testing service, and then pen testing as a service, which is something that we coined back in 2016 or 2017. I pivoted personally. I thought I'd share a little bit about myself to InfoSec in 2015. I've been a programs manager my entire life. However, I started out in higher education in a university setting. As you can see, I'm a proud Golden Bear, graduated from University of California, Berkeley. But I did work in immigration defense for a very long time. I also worked in the global nonprofit industry, and as well as I pivoted to InfoSec working at an MSP, a managed service provider. In my extra time, because we have so much of it, I am very much community oriented. So I volunteer with both my alumni associations at Berkeley and the Latino community, as well as participating in different things like Techeria, tacos. There's online community that serves the Latinx community. I'm also very involved with a Chicana Latina organization on campus. So although, we work hard, play hard, I also like to volunteer and give back to our various communities that have contributed to my own personal and professional development. And that's a picture of us in Berlin. In the before times when we could still get together and be around each other without masks. We have company offsites twice a year, one in the US and one abroad, since we do have a Berlin office. HQ for Cobalt is in San Francisco. However, we do have a burgeoning office in Berlin, very vibrant community over there. So Cobalt's pen testing as a service. Really, if you're familiar with pen testing, you might be familiar with the consultancy model, which is really, and this is where I started my career in InfoSec, is, you schedule a pen test well in advance. Typically your provider has many clients who have many pen tests to be done. And so, you have to clock it in maybe a few months ahead. Then your person goes on site. Typically, again, in the before times, everything was on site for an internal, external pen test, maybe a web and API. And then you probably get your report, which is a PDF, about a month, maybe 2 months later, depending on the capacity of whoever delivered the pen test and then whoever has a capacity review. Our model is different in the sense that you could spin up a pen test with Cobalt within 24 to 48 hours if it's a straight web or API test. If it's a little bit more complex, let's say that you have a requirement for somebody to be from a certain country because you have a requirement, let's say healthcare in the US, they require that you be physically located in the US, or somebody in the UK who's a financial services provider may want a CRUST certified pen tester. In those cases, we would ask for a few more days. But in reality, if you forgot that your compliance person was coming in next week and you need to spin up a pen test, we could do it for you within that time frame, because we have this community of freelance pen testers who are readily available to take on an assignment. And they're excited to do it, and they have a variety of skill sets to contribute to whatever your hard requirement is, whatever sort of software that's being tested. If it's maybe a dev release that you just want a quick look at, we can do something that's a smaller scope. We can do a bigger scope. The biggest difference between Cobalt and other platforms is the collaboration.
Really good for me to be here with you today. This feels so good to me. So I want to do it, and maybe I pick one each of a month or something, or In my role, it's like once a week, right? It just depends. And then it depends also if you are like, I'm in a leadership role, and so I can delegate. If you're in a leadership role, you should delegate. If you're not, then you have to manage it differently. The other thing is that I'm very extroverted. So it gives me a lot of energy to do this. If you are not extroverted, don't force it. You don't have to force it. If you are not extroverted, my daughter, for example, is very introverted. She works a different way from me, and that's okay. And maybe she does fewer things like this, but maybe they're more impactful because she is so much more thoughtful than I am. And Kashish has a question, a follow question. How do you say no? It is difficult to say no. And I think that, especially as women, we are not taught how to say no. You know, our whole lives, we're just taught like, make everyone comfortable, make everyone happy, try to help however you can, go for harmony and just be really pretty and nice, you know, and it's like, but nobody teaches you how do you say no. So there are different ways to say no. And one really good way to say no is to say not now. So someone says to you, hey, I need this thing and I need it now. And you say to them, thank you for asking. I'm so glad you thought of me. I am working on other priorities right now. Right now, my priorities are A and B. I would be happy to help you, but I cannot start until next week. I cannot start until next month. And if they need it sooner, maybe they will go ask someone else. So that is a good way, right? And I think that that's kind of like an in-between way, right? To say, right now, my priorities are A, B, C. Right now, I must focus on A, B, C, because especially if it's a coworker,
everybody's going to read.
It can be our second career option in case security doesn't work. I think we should do script writing, and we all should go and propose this to big Hollywood. We'll go to Hollywood and rock it there.
One twist that I'm loving in the chat is the prince was a lizard.
Yeah, same here. I was like, the only thing that was left was this.
Okay, wonderful.
So-
Okay, tell us whose answer was the best. One by one, just unmute yourself.
I think Harini.
Harini.
Two for Harini.
That was a twist.
Harini brought the twist, I know. I think she was the game changer. We were going through a very Joker story.
No, before Harini, I thought in the end the girl would become a cyber security enthusiast of the three for something.
Hacker.
I think as per the growing technology, Harry Potter would return as this. Harry Potter as a hacker, Harry Potter's sons and daughters.
And I guess the Harry Potter series, even J.K. Rowling should know like what these women are actually cropping behind them, actually creating a new series of all the visiting and castle and everything. So I guess they should also know it.
We should tweet this, that J.K. Rowling, we have a script ready. Are you interested? We will make this a super duper hit. It will go to Mars also, okay? Will be showstoppers and different planets also will be ruling.
We don't need any charge. We just need your appreciation.
You say yes.
We need our names over there.
Script is free. You just keep it. We just send it to Mars, Pluto, everywhere, Jupiter. We want to rock the universe.
And give us credits. Give us credits.
Okay, so we are going to be a troop of women going to Mars.